Ants and humans. For centuries, ants have appeared in myths and cultures worldwide. In Greek legend, Zeus transformed ants into the fierce myrmidons. In Japan, ants symbolize diligence, humility, and justice. In South America, roasted queen ants are eaten as snacks and delicacies, rich in protein and fat. Today, scientists study ants for insights into collective intelligence, robotics, and artificial intelligence. Engineers design algorithms based on ant foraging, inspiring computer systems and traffic flow models. Even medicine benefits. Some ants produce antimicrobial substances that protect their colonies, which could inspire future antibiotics. Why ants matter? Ants aerate soil, disperse seeds, recycle nutrients, and control pests. Without them, ecosystems would collapse. In tropical rainforests, ants can make up 25% of the total animal biomass, outweighing all the mammals and birds combined. They are, in every sense, ecosystem engineers. They shape forests, regulate populations of other insects, and help keep the planet's systems running smoothly. Conclusion: masters of the microcosm. To us, an ant is just a speck on the ground. But to its colony, it is a soldier, a farmer, a builder, or a guardian of the queen. Together, ants create superorganisms of staggering complexity, civilizations that thrive beneath our feet, hidden but indispensable. So the next time you notice a trail of ants moving silently across the pavement, remember, you are watching a society as ancient as the dinosaurs, as disciplined as any army, and as resilient as life itself. The true rulers of Earth may be only a few millimeters long, but they have built one of the greatest empires this planet has ever seen. The secret civilizations of ants. When people imagine the wonders of the animal kingdom, their minds usually leap to the giants, elephants, whales, tigers, or gorillas. But the true empire builders of our planet are not massive beasts. They are tiny, six-legged creatures that dominate the earth in silence, almost invisible to us, the ants. These small insects have been perfecting their societies for over 110 million years, surviving mass extinctions, adapting to every continent except the most frozen corners of Antarctica, and developing behaviors so advanced that some scientists describe them as the closest thing to alien life on Earth. What makes ants extraordinary is not just their numbers. Though with quadrillions of individuals alive today, they outnumber humans by billions to one, but the sophistication of their lives. To step into the hidden world of ants is to discover cities, wars, agriculture, slavery, medicine, and even communication systems that rival our own. Origins: from wasps to world builders. The ancestors of ants were small, solitary, wasp-like insects during the time of dinosaurs. Around the mid-Cretaceous, some of these wasps began living in groups and dividing tasks. This step, cooperation, changed everything. Over millions of years, they transformed into ants, one of the most successful lineages in the history of life. Fossils preserved in amber show that Cretaceous ants already had elbowed antennae and the characteristic narrow waist that separates their thorax and abdomen. These adaptations allowed them to manipulate objects more effectively, smell complex pheromones, and interact with one another in ways no insect had done before. Today, scientists recognize over 14,000 species, with thousands more awaiting discovery. They exist in deserts, forests, grasslands, cities, and mountain slopes. Some are smaller than a grain of sand. Others are as long as a paperclip. Anatomy of efficiency. Though tiny, an ant's body is a marvel of engineering. Exoskeleton. Made of chitin, it shields the body and provides strength. Antennae. Hypersensitive organs for smelling, touching, and tasting the air. Ants talk, using chemical signals called pheromones, transmitted through antennae. Eyes. Compound, with dozens or hundreds of lenses, allowing them to detect movement and polarized light. Desert ants can navigate using the position of the sun. Jaws, adapted for cutting, biting, or carrying. In trapjaw ants, mandibles can close at 140 miles per hour. Respiration, spiracles dotting their body let oxygen diffuse directly into tissues. Circulation, a simple open circulatory system pumps hemolymph instead of blood. Despite lacking lungs, ears, or even complex brains, ants achieve astonishing feats through coordination. A colony behaves less like a group of individuals and more like one vast superorganism. Castes, the roles within a colony. Ant society is a rigid hierarchy where each caste has its role. Workers, sterile females that forage, dig tunnels, and care for larvae. They can live weeks or months. Soldiers, larger workers bred for defense, often with oversized heads and crushing jaws. Queens, fertile females, often winged before founding a colony. A queen can live decades and lay millions of eggs. Drones, short-lived males whose only purpose is to mate during nuptial flights. Colony success depends on this specialization. When workers die, others adapt to fill missing roles. Some species even farm workers of different sizes, tiny ones to clean brood chambers and giant ones to guard the nest, building empires underground. Ant nests are far more than holes in the ground. They are vast subterranean fortresses, often with brood chambers to rear young, kept at stable temperatures. Food storage vaults filled with seeds, fungi, or live prey. Waste dumps to prevent disease. Ventilation shafts that regulate humidity and air circulation. In deserts, harvester ants build mounds with spiral tunnels that act like natural air conditioners. Leafcutter ants construct fungus gardens that can stretch several meters underground, essentially farming their own crops. Army ants, meanwhile, create living nests called bivouacs, where thousands of ants link their bodies together to form walls, roofs, and even doors. Wars and strategies. Conflict is constant in the ant world. Colonies expand, resources are scarce, and rival nests often clash in epic battles involving hundreds of thousands of individuals. Some tactics include phalanx formations, soldiers locking together to form solid fronts. Suicidal attacks. Certain ants, like Wonders&Odysseys, explode their own bodies to spray glue-like toxins on enemies. Chemical warfare. Ants like Formica rufus spray formic acid onto opponents. Raids. Army ants launch coordinated assaults, devouring everything in their path. Espionage. Some ants infiltrate rival nests by mimicking pheromones, stealing brood to raise as slaves. The largest wars can last weeks, with millions of casualties. Insect-scale equivalents of human conflicts. Strangest ants on Earth. Among the thousands of species, a few are truly extraordinary. Leafcutter ants, Acromyrmex farmers that harvest leaves, not to eat directly, but to cultivate fungus gardens. Their societies rival human agriculture in complexity. Honeypot ants, Myrmecocystis workers that swell with liquid food, hanging like living barrels in storage chambers. Weaver ants, Ecophylla tree dwellers that stitch leaves together using silk produced by larvae. Bullet ants, Paraponera clavata, deliver the most painful insect sting known, described as pure, intense, brilliant pain. Trapjaw ants, Odontomachus mandibles snap so fast they can launch themselves half a meter in the air. Turtle ants, cephalotes, soldiers use flat, shield-like heads to block nest entrances like living doors. Each of these adaptations is the product of millions of years of evolution, shaping ants into forms so bizarre they might seem alien. Enemies of the ant. Despite their dominance, ants are preyed upon constantly. Specialist mammals like anteaters, aardvarks, and pangolins use long tongues to scoop them up. Birds such as woodpeckers or flickers dig into soil to feast on larvae. Reptiles like lizards and snakes opportunistically eat them. Other insects, from assassin bugs to antlions, hunt them daily. Other ants. Entire species survive by raiding or enslaving their relatives. But perhaps their most horrifying enemy is the zombie fungus, Ophiocordyceps. Once it infects an ant, it hijacks its nervous system, forces it to climb to a precise spot on vegetation, then kills it as the fungus erupts from its body, spreading spores to new hosts.